Hey everyone, this is Melvin from CODutility.com, and we're here today to give you guys another tutorial. This tutorial will be number 9 in the BlackOps 3 mopping and modding tutorial series. We're looking at FX today. This is part 1. So today we're going to cover FX, but we're going to start with the basics, and we're going to eventually get to the more complex stuff like creating our own custom effects. But for the very beginning, what we're going to do is we're going to start with setting you guys up so that you can drag and drop them in, find out where everything is, show you how easy it is to access them, and how incredibly easy it is to add them to a map. Because in Series 5 you had to use things like struts, find coordinates, you had to do a whole bunch of other stuff. And with default standard FX, you actually don't even really have to pre-cache anything because of the fact that they've pretty much been done for you by the amazing devs at Treyarch. Because these guys, yeah, they've got it set up to automate this to make it as easy as possible for people to make, you know, some amazing stuff. So with no, without wasting any time, let's get to it. I'm going to switch to the scene now, and as you can see here, we're in the map we were before, and I've got a couple other pieces in here. We're going to use that later here. This is from Grimm's map, mine and Grimm's map drill. This is a piece he made. It's really nice. I just thought we'd use it in the tutorial section here, and you can see this is another model that he's made. That's prefabbed, but it's a bunch of model chunks. But anyways, we'll get onto that later. Right now, we're going to first off, we're going to look at FX and how do you get them going. Okay, so first off, you want to go to your view and you want to go to toggle, and here you'll see there's a bunch of planes. There's the FX profile, browser, outline, graph editor, properties, a property table, and win settings. So for now, we're gonna stay simple. There's a bunch of stuff, and we'll try and cover all of this stuff. But first off, what we're gonna do is go to the FX browser and bring that up. And this is a list of all the FX we've had. Here's all the recently used ones because I've been working a bunch of different maps. So this list is there's a couple here, but for now we're gonna cover this area here. The recently used stuff that will pop up as you use stuff, so you'll be able to grab them and drag them in as you need them. Okay, so what else do we need? We need the we're gonna also look at the see here, tools, toggle, the FX outline, and you'll see what that's for in a minute. When you click on a effect, you can actually see it in the outline. And then what is else here? View, toggle, and FX, what is it? FX properties. Okay, so now we have the FX properties, and it's really cool in a sense, because what you can do here, first off, we'll talk about how do you get your FX in the map. So first, you need to find an FX. So we're going to look for steam. We have this nice pipe here in the map, and yeah, some steam could be shooting out here. So let's look for some steam first of all, and we're going to do that by certain search. So type in steam, and you see a bunch of different stuff comes up. Now here you've got FX Laser Steam Factory. I haven't tested all of these effects. I don't know if all of them are one-shots or looping, and we'll get into that in a second. But basically, so I could drag and drop all day, and some of these could work exactly as I wanted to, and some might not. For now, I'm just going to grab one of these simple laser steam wide factory effect, and we're going to drop that in here because I know this one works, or it did work. Oh, we had a crash. Okay, I'm going to have to post that, but we're going to open this up again. Okay, so great for tutorials. Things like that happen all the time, you know, like, oh, I shouldn't say that with these tools. The crashes have been very low end for me. I haven't had too many when it comes down to it. But yeah, things like this happen all the time. Something crashes or breaks a map, conflicts with something in the background in the computer. But again, it's up quick enough. So that being said, we've got this now in daytime. So I'm just going to do it from here so you guys can see what's going on. See here. Okay, so we're going to go again up to view, and we're going to toggle FX browser. I'm going to drag the browser because it's off screen right now, and I'm going to drag it over here so you can see what's going on. We're going to drag this over here and get this really quick. So we're going to type in again Steam. You guys probably have this up. And we're going to do the this one here. We're going to drag this in and drop it on the map. As you can see, there was just a random error. Okay, so in here you can see there's a bit of effect playing off of it. We're going to look here at the where is it here? View, toggle, FX properties. Okay, so now when we look at the FX properties, no, sorry, we also need one more thing. View, toggle, FX outline. And what the FX outline lets us do is it lets us see everything that's in the effect we have right now. So as you can see here, we've got a bunch of stuff in here. That's the distortion. We have the steam thick, steam thin, body, body 1, and body curl. Okay, so when we go, there's a lot of different things we can do in here. And I'm just going to check real quick what the numbers on here. So, okay. So basically what we can do in here is we can pick every separate element of this here, of this effect, and we can actually hide them with this little eye symbol. You can see here there's a lot more values here. There's the counts, the start, the time, the one shot. If there's anything attached, which none of these have anything attached, but you can attach things to them. It tells you what the end time is. This is infinite. Start time, which is 0 milliseconds, it means the minute it's the map is generated, it starts. And then sort by items. Sort by allows you to sort the order. And then the count, this is an interesting one, okay? So when you get into custom stuff, you'll need to know this. Right now it's not so important because the stock stuff's pretty well done. But your count is important. The more items you have in excuse me, the more items you have in total, the more weight there is in the effect. Okay, so you can come over here and you can actually use these arrows here to hide, or these, sorry, these eyeball shapes. Let me move this back here so you can see what's going on in the effect. Right about there. Okay, so you can use these here to hide what's in the effect. As you can see there, a lot less of stuff's happening. But you also see it gets patchy. So we'll get into that in the next tutorial on how to slim down an effect, make it work for what you need, but actually use less than what they're using at the moment. They won't look quite as good, but they'll definitely suffice in a lot of cases. They'll be able to slim stuff down because most of the effects they make are made for specific areas, specific pieces of a map. So that being said, in a general sense they work, but you can always refine them to make them suit your purpose more. So yes, you can hide them, you can do a bunch of stuff, and what you want to do once you get your effect, if you're going to just hide some stuff and thin it out, to make it easy on you, right click on this and go to Save Effect As. What that allows you to do is to find a location where you want to save the effect. So for me, I've got a Melvin folder here. I've already got a touch Steam one. I'm going to save over this one, but you can save it as anything you want. Okay, and so you hit yes, and that replaces it. Now you can see here in the name here, it says Melvin/tut_Steam. This is now a Melvin effect, or this will be a your effect or whatever. So here you can play with a bunch of stuff, and I would suggest getting used to the effects, setting up your positions, and then playing with them slowly, but making sure that when you're playing with them, you're making sure you save them out. That's what I mean by slowly. Save them out as your own name, then you can play with them to your heart's content, and you can't mess anything up. Worst case scenario, you have to grab the same effect and start again. But when you play with the standard effects, then you might have to get into reallocating the files through your game cache, verifying your game cache in BlackOps because you messed one up, or you forget the settings that you've changed. So yeah, it's always best off to save it to your own folder and then play with it from there. Okay, so what are properties here? As you can see here are the elements here. FX properties will allow us to go through each element and see the properties in it. So if, excuse me, if I unhide this here, and then I look here, I can change these effects here. Actually, I'll unhide all of these. Okay, so here, we're going to use Steam Thick, because Steam Thick looks pretty nice. Hold on. I want this one undone too. Yeah, so we're going to use the Steam Thick, and what we're going to do here is we're going to change the Steam Thick to a one-shot so you can see what happens. It should only generate one time. And the distortion that you see around the pipe, okay, we're going to change that distortion to a one-shot too. And you see it's gone, right? So I wouldn't change things to a one-shot to get rid of them, just delete them, remove them. And you can do that by going here, right-click, and you can go remove selected element. You have add element to selected, so you can actually add an element to the distortion. So if you want to add an element, so you can go here, and all elements start as billboard sprites. And from there, from this element here, you set it up through here. But we'll get into that in the next tutorial. So I'm going to, before I start the next one, I'll make sure to watch this one so we pick up right where we left off. But yeah, so when it comes down to it, you can remove this element too. When it comes down to this, the FX are highly customizable. And one of the things about BlackOps that I love so much about the tools is the simplicity of it. And not the fact that the FX are simple, but the implementation is simple. And so for that matter, once we get you guys figured out here, you guys will be making better effects than me, and you'll be teaching me something, which I'm sure would not be hard. So, okay, for now, I think we're going to wrap this up because this is probably getting on there. Let's see real quick how much time I spent here. Yeah, this is about a 9-10 minute tutorial. So we've got the very basics of FX going. We'll get into generation of movement and things like that, adding lights to an effect and all that kind of stuff. And we'll do that probably as soon as I can. Right now it's 5:45 a.m. and I have to be out of here in the next hour and a bit. And I haven't slept. So I'm going to call it a night. I will say thank you so much. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel to see more. We've got previews coming up for Drill. We've got previews coming up for Tangle, Radtown, and we have still the unnamed map Alleyway, the zombie map, which has a lot of stuff being done to it now. I've started adding the detail, because the map that you guys have seen so far has been free of detail. It's just been basically a concept. And we're going to get into the heavy detail action of that and really pretty up that map. At the same time, frame rate issues have been solved as far as I can tell. We'll know more in the next week or so, and we're starting to get in playtesting. So again, yeah, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys again soon. You follow me on Twitter if you guys want to see more screenshots and stuff like that. And till next time, thanks so much for checking out. Peace.